Hello, everybody. It is Adam. I have not checked in for this channel in a little bit. Anyway, it's really bright from the sun outside. As you can see, it's brighting on me on my Los Angeles Rams hat. So now you're like, oh, what's this Rams hat? Well, yeah, don't you live in Washington, Adam? Well, that's true. But I've always been a Rams fan, and the reason was because it was, it's got a little horn on its helmet. That's what I liked as a kid, and that's why I chose that team. Regardless, hope they win the Super Bowl. So, go Rams. Anyway, back to the point of order. So I know that we've been plugging a project on here that we've been working on, but unbeknownst to myself, apparently my friend actually set up a separate channel for that project. It will be called No Dice. Basically, I'll just let the cat out of the bag. Basically, we're playing characters sucked into a D&D type world, and there's a lot of comedy and improv in it, and we play a game of Curse of Strahd, basically. So once that's all set up and that channel's ready to go and we have that all edited and ready to go, then we will have a link to that on this channel and our other channel, Adam Madonna. I'm also working on making sure that the links for both those channels are on each other's channels so we can, get more cross-viewing. Because over there we have 47 subscribers, here we have 5, so which is fine. I mean, we're a smaller channel. Also, I've been thinking about changing the name of Cornucopia-Productions, because apparently there's a sketch group called Cornucopia, I can say words, Productions as well, that does sketch, which isn't really conflicting with what we're doing, but I kind of felt like this channel needs more of an identity. And I did talk about doing a podcast at one point, and I think we're going to get back to doing that. It might just be like a Friday morning, Friday afternoon podcast that me and my wife do, since we film our other stuff on Saturdays and the other projects on every other Saturday. So, plus I'm going to be start teaching improv. I've already got a couple students lined up, so my first improv class, in March. So if you're in the Seattle area and you've ever wanted to learn improv, I can link an email for you down there if you're interested in learning improv from this guy right here. We had a wonderful show last night, called Cornucopia. We were part of with 4 other groups. We each had a 20-minute set, and it was a lot of fun. Really, really good people. Mike Christensen, shout out, from Jet City, sets it up, and it's every month. It's like the first Friday of every month. So if you're in the Seattle area, it's at the University Heights Center. Great place. Check it out. Great groups coming in there. And we had a great time. It was really good to get out there, and everybody was so supportive and very nice. So shout out to them for being awesome to us. And Turbo Turkey Productions, we also have a show coming up, and we'll probably do a little teaser video probably. It is going to be called Double Feature, and it will feature us doing 2 30-minute long form. Our one is our Fortress game, which we've done a couple years ago, which is basically like four basic relationships started on seeing, and we rotate through them, and then we decide which 2 scenes we want to see continue. And then they possibly might merge at the end into one big scene. And the other one is what's called an Armando, which is we get a suggestion from the audience, we do a monologue on that subject or whatever, and then basically scenes build out of that monologue, and occasionally the monologue might come back. I've explained an Armando for you. So that'll be cool. So that'll be on February 20th in the Grotto. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got a good cast, good crew, good people, and good people at the Grotto. So shout out to the Grotto. I'm doing all sorts of shout outs. Local shout outs. Sticking my fingers in your face. But I do want to kind of, like I said, I'm deciding what to rename the channel. We're still going to do, like I said, podcast. Probably, do movie reviews still here and there, because that was fun. And we've done some other things on here, a lot of different weird things. I ranted about sketch comedy, which is a really ill-advised video that I regret doing. But that's okay. I've learned from that. I've grown as a person, and I thank the sketch community for helping me grow, and helping me open my eyes to bringing it all together. So that's cool. I'm just rambling on here. This is another rambling Adam's thoughts. So if you have any thoughts on what we can call the channel, like, what are you doing, Adam? I don't know yet. I don't know what the podcast is going to be called yet. I was thinking about maybe we drink tea and just talk about shit. But I don't know. Is that interesting to you people? I know we did a wine thing one time and nobody seemed to watch it. So, you'll watch more. And as always, I'm always writing and doing fun things. That's just kind of a check-in with me, getting to know me a little bit. Maybe I'll do a thing where I, really talk about myself, where I came from, what are my likes, dislikes, walks on the beach, whatever. So yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. It is sunny here, so hoping to take a walk, get outside a little bit, enjoy the sunshine. We're getting there. We're almost out of winter. We're almost there. So hopefully we'll get to the point where it's, sunny. And unfortunately we'll also get to the point where it's allergy season and I'll be sneezing and stuffed up and my eyes will itch and my throat will itch and it'll really suck. Because allergies suck. And then, of course, as usual, the last couple of years thing of is it allergies? Is it COVID? But hopefully I won't have to deal with that COVID thing again. Because, I'm all boosted and stuff, so that's helpful. Get boosted, get vaxxed if you haven't. And, don't drink urine. That's not good for you. So, yeah. Anyway, we're just having a good time. It's Valentine's Day weekend. If you're among the single and lonely, I'm sorry. I've been there. I was there for many, many years before I met my wife. So, it's all good. You rent a pizza. Rent that pizza. Just borrow it for a little bit. Don't eat it wholly. Rent a movie or watch a movie on streaming now, I guess. Get a pizza and cry yourself to sleep. It's a good formula, as my friend used to say. But no, it's not. There's nothing wrong with being single. Because you gotta love yourself before you can love another. That's what people have told me. Sage advice out there from Adam Haig. I ramble. That's what I do. A little bit caffeinated. Maybe a lot. I don't know. But we had a good time last night with the show, and then me and my wife had a good time just hanging out. I had some whiskey. She had some wine. We played a board game. It was a lot of fun. Just kind of a relaxing night after the improv show. And now we're going to do our second filming of our No Dice. And like I said, we'll keep a link for that once that's all set up and edited and ready to go. And we will work on renaming this channel. I just have to figure out what to call it. So this will be the last time that you will see it called Cornucopia Productions. Maybe I'll see another word that is like cornucopia, and I might change it to that. And my eyes will get really big like this. And then I will talk like this for some reason. I'm possessed now. But yeah, Adam and Anna, though, we'll have a couple more shorts. We've been kind of sticking to the shorts for a little bit. We've been kind of busy the last couple weekends, so we're just trying to keep more 16-second videos. Plus, we just do them on our phone. They're quick to edit. Zip on up there. So we're doing that. Not that we won't do longer videos if we have the ideas. But I figured you guys had seen a lot of my pillow videos over there, and I wanted to give Mike Lindell a little rest. Give him a little rest. Not that he won't be back, because he just keeps giving material, but give him a rest. Give some of the other characters a rest too. They'll be back too, though. Don't you think they won't be back? But we'll have some more short form videos over there later today. We'll probably get those filmed pretty quickly here. So something's coming to the channel. I said podcast possibly next week. We'll start doing an introduction podcast, just be me and my wife for now. The idea would be to eventually be able to interview artists, probably over Zoom, at least while these pandemic times are happening. And then when they have projects to plug, if they have a play or a movie they're working on or a music thing or art, just all artists in the Seattle area are welcome to come on and talk to us and have a good time and stuff. That's just one of those things. We did a podcast a long time ago called Nothing Better to Do with my friend Josh and my other late friend Michael. We would do, we talk about lots of things. And we actually had an episode one time where Anna came on, and it was just like an entire episode just talking about the Marx Brothers and their genius, which admittedly I haven't seen as much Marx Brothers as the three of them, so I just kind of stood back and was like, cool. And that's cool. Yeah, sometimes people have more of a thing. It's not that I don't appreciate the Marx Brothers; they're very funny. Groucho and the whole gang is all very funny, but I just didn't have as much knowledge about it. I'd sing some classic films, but I grew up in the '80s where we really had some good films. You know, Back to the Future, Star Wars, all that other stuff. All those good movies, Indiana Jones. So, you know, I'm a child of the 80s. So a lot of those films are classics to me. So yeah, anything else going on out there? Streaming, been watching Peacemaker. Very fucking good show. Very fucking good show. Highly recommend it. Been watching Veep on HBO Max as well. I think I'm third season or fourth season. I know she's just had to step in as president. I know that much as far as that goes. It's a really funny show. I always liked Julia Louis-Dreyfus from all the way back to Seinfeld. Also, here's a thought too, guys. I've noticed something. The people who tend to hate Seinfeld tend to love the American version of The Office. So that's just what I've noticed. Where I do think some of the humor, it's interesting though. I feel like some of the humor is slightly the same, but slightly still different. I still think there's a mean-spiritedness to each. I just find that, you know, I grew up with Seinfeld, so maybe if I'd grown up with The Office, I would have had more of an attachment to it. And I'm not saying there's not some funny moments. The thing with when they're doing the, it's a CPR dummy, and then he puts the face on. That was funny. I did enjoy that. There's a couple. To me, The Office feels like it's good in like small doses. Like there's moments like if you just see a clip of it, that's funny. Then it's like cool, but like whole episodes, I think is it just wasn't for me. I like Parks and Rec though. I think that was pretty good. But yeah, and Rainn Wilson is funny. I do like Rainn. And the thing is, I like most of those people outside The Office. John Krasinski's good. And Steve Carell's fine. But like it's just for some reason that show just didn't speak to me. And it was interesting because like, you know, I loved Office Space, so I would have thought that I would have, you know, totally gravitated towards, but I just didn't for some reason. It just didn't do it for me. But that's okay. If you love The Office, that's cool. Love what you love, you know. I love what I love, you know. I love Cobra Kai. Someday I will talk about that on this channel. I would just keep rambling. I'm just going to keep on rambling. Well, I don't have anything else to put on this channel right now, so that's what I'm going to do. I still haven't talked about Smallville yet. I've just realized my brain works like this when I'm caffeinated. But anyway, yeah, I will talk about things. Maybe I'll do a review later. We'll see. Sometimes I say that, and then, like, my wife goes to bed, and then I'm just kind of hanging out. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing crap. I'm going to just watch something. And then I'm just watching something until I go to sleep. And then I get up and do my usual Sunday plan. So, yeah, that's just kind of what's going on. But, yeah, I'll try to do some more reviews in the meantime. Solo reviews and, you know, combined reviews of things we've watched together. So, yeah, I have watched a lot. You know, when I was down with COVID, I watched a lot of stuff. Some good, some bad. There's that new Firestarter movie coming out. And it's funny because I watched the trailer, and it looks pretty good. I recently watched the original during the pandemic, actually, and I had never seen it. I'd seen clips here and there, but, like, I had never actually seen it. And I was like, hey, Drew Barrymore, cool. But, like, yeah, it's pretty decent. This one looks like a pretty decent update. But, like, I'm looking at the little girl playing the role, and I'm like, man, that girl looks really familiar. And then it came to me that it was the little girl from that horrible season of American Horror Story. This stupid vampire taking a pill to be a vampire, genius writer. If you don't have true talent, you do not become a vampire. Yeah, that horrible, horrible season that I've ranted about plenty. But to be fair, I don't think she's a bad actress. I think she'll be good in the role. It's just, for me, that character, I never wanted a kid character to die so much in my life. Outside of the Strain, that little boy in the Strain. God, I was so happy when that kid died. It's like, murdering children. No, I'm not for murdering children. But in movies, especially in horror movies, let me just say that too. In horror movies, this whole like thing, especially if it's a monster, monsters are, if they're evil, they don't really care if you're a man, woman, or child. You're gonna die. And so many times they'd be like, especially if it's a PG or PG-13 type of horror film, it's like, are there PG horror films? I don't know. PG-13 horror film, you have this tendency to like, oh, the kid escapes. You know, it's like, no, it's, you know, yes, it's tragic, and it shows the evil of the creature if a child dies. Much like I think the same way that sometimes they will show the evil of someone if they kill an animal, which, I don't know, I think it's funny, like, I get really enraged when a cat dies. And a dog too sometimes. Even though I know that they're completely fine and they didn't really die, it's just like, I don't know. It's just an instinct of like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, fuck you. Sorry for that extreme gesture. I hope we don't, YouTube doesn't go after us. They're coming after you now. You use the middle finger at them. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just rambling. Maybe I'll just keep ramble. I'll ramble for hours. You'll never stop me. I'll never stop talking. Anyway, go Rams tomorrow. If they lose, oh well. Yeah, that's how I am with sports. It's like I like to see my teams do well, but if they lose, it happens. Just a game at the end of the day. I don't have any money riding on it, so I'm not a gambler. So it's just like, okay, well, it would have been nice to see them win, but oh well. If the Bengals win, I have no problem with it because the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. So either way it goes, all good. Halftime show should be good though. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. That's gonna be a couple other people. That's gonna be pretty good. So I'm sure that'll be entertaining. So yeah, cool. That's all I got right now. And like I said, I'm just gonna be renaming the channel. Probably start our little podcast. Possibly start at least a rough one next week, just to be with my wife, and we'll talk and maybe we'll do some more. Apparently, there's a sequel to that really terrible movie, The Tall Girl, on Netflix, which I've always seen like a review of. I never watched the original because it looked terrible. But we may just give that a watch just to see how truly terrible it is. I mean, heck, we watched Black Christmas 2019, and that was just a laugh riot. So yeah, we'll try to do more reviews on here too, and get some fun things for this channel going, just for you, the fan. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll check in again later.